What's up, everybody? It's 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. Today I got this beautiful 2023 Ford Raptor R in the shop. Actually, it's outside the shop if you couldn't notice, because I want this twilight hour to be able to show you my beautiful rock light installation that I did on this vehicle. You may have seen my other video where I showcased all of the Baja Designs LED pods and bars that are installed on this vehicle. That was basically subcontracted for another shop here in the area, but this phase of the install is 100% my product selection, my design, my installation, my baby. So of course I opted to use Diode Dynamics RGBW rock lights for this install, which are of course my favorite rock lights. And what I want to do for you is showcase every single one of these installations. For the front, we have this massive skid plate underneath here. So the problem was that I didn't want them projecting out and being the lowest point in the vehicle. So I utilized the flush mount product from Diode Dynamics. And just so you know, these things right here are actually die cast aluminum. They are solid metal. They are not injection molded plastic, but it does a real good job of getting that rock light recessed behind the lowest point on that skid plate. Moving on to the wheel well installations, I did these as tightly tucked as possible behind the wheel flares so that you don't have to see them as much as possible. I take a lot of pride in how I get the angle to the tire perfectly even between the two. The two front inner fender liners are different shapes and sizes, so getting them to match from side to side is a bit of a little mathematical problem. As you can see, there's no wires being exposed or anything like that. These products are wonderful that you can nut and bolt them through the fender liner, all with stainless steel hardware. So you've got guaranteed longevity. Moving on underneath the vehicle itself, let's get under here and you'll see I've got three per side. That's the first one. Moving on down the frame rail, there's the second one, and then way down there is the third one. All of these are mounted with 3/16 aluminum angle that is epoxy welded to the frame of the vehicle. They are spray painted with a matte black finish so that they don't stand out. Again, nut and bolted on there. All of the wiring is run nice and simply and clean, as tidy as possible, along with a factory wire run. Don't have huge bundles of wires all over the place. Moving on to the back wheel well, same deal, two per side, tucked as tightly as possible and as evenly spaced as possible so we can get the angle just right. You can see how I really work to get those angles right. These rear ones are pretty interesting. That is these guys right here. Now I did want to make sure on this one that it wouldn't get in the way of this tow hook. Now it is pretty tight, but you'd still be able to get into that access point. So on the other side, peeking there above the exhaust, you can see in there, that's how the rock light is mounted. Real simple and clean. We love it. The rear inner fender liners are actually the same on left to right, so I got to mirror that and make sure that it was in the same place, so that was easy. Dropping down underneath the truck for the other side along the frame rails, that's the last one in the line there, and the wiring is basically all up there. There's a little bit of a bundle of the Y connects feeding into the next one in the series, and then moving down there we've got the first one of this frame of three, still running as much with factory wiring as possible, as is reasonable. That one's fun because it's mounted right over the sticker, but these are mounted on there real seriously and they're not going to be falling off anytime soon. Let's get off the ground, moving on up to the front well, and we've got that guy right there and that guy right there. A total of 18 rock lights on this truck. But if you were to ask me, it is the appropriate number, and any less would be doing this truck a disservice. All of these rock lights are of course running off of the Diode Dynamics RGBW Bluetooth controller, which is controlled by the Diode Dynamics app. And then if we turn those bad boys on, you get to see the beauty of this lighting show come to life. Now, the reason I put so much effort into making sure that they are installed the way that I do is so that we get this really nice, evenly dispersed glow. Now, something that I was considering is that we do have this oblong dead zone right in the middle, and that's because of the spare tire that is underneath the truck. So that's what it looks like right here. And so I had proposed actually doing a rock light inside of the spare tire to fill up that dead zone. But the reason that we had chosen not to do that was specifically because this truck is being shipped up north to Michigan, and the thought had been tossed around that in the event of having to change a tire in the snow, the last thing that anybody's going to want to deal with is unplugging a rock light or having to disconnect anything. And so we just decided it was a bad idea all around, and so we're just going to deal with that little dead zone there. But ultimately, that's the install right here. I'm really pleased with the result. For a non-addressable rock light, these are just my absolute favorite RGBW products. So that's pretty much much it. I just wanted to showcase the intricacies of how I do my installations, especially for rock lights, because obviously those are something that anybody can do, but it takes a lot of extra effort to do it correctly. So after spending quite a bit of time with this truck between all of the different phases and all of the different work being done on it, I'm happy to say that it will be returned to another shop now to complete the final leg on its journey and then be shipped up to the client. This was an absolute pleasure. I super enjoyed it. I'm so glad that my work is going to be appreciated by people that will never even know me or know who did it. So if you are interested in rock light installations or other fancy gadgets for your vehicle in the lighting arena, please by all means reach out to me. Pricing and product information is going to be in the video description, so be sure and check that out. And all build inquiries must be submitted via the form on my website. The link to that website will also be in the video description. Thanks again for watching. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. I will talk to you later. Bye.